Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Tuesday. It's October 28th, 2025. Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message: it's better to earn it on the next down. Last weekend, the University of Texas pulled off an overtime win. I don't know that they should have won the game, but the final play, you might know what I'm talking about, the sideline catch in the end zone. I'm still not convinced that the receiver was in bounds. Now, the initial call was he was out of bounds, no touchdown. Well, then they reviewed it on film. And unless they had a different angle than was shown on TV, I turned to my wife after 2 or 3 replays and I said, I think the call is right. That's not a touchdown. Maybe they do have another angle that we didn't have watching the live broadcast. I didn't think he scored. Now, it was 1st and 10 from the 12 in overtime. So even if they'd missed that one, they had 3 other chances. And because knowing Sark, they would have taken 3 more chances because the guy doesn't know how to. I'll rail on Sark some other time. It might have been better in the long run if that pass had been ruled incomplete and they gave them 3 more chances to try to score. And no, it's not because I wanted Texas to lose. I'm a huge homer for Texas teams. One of the only times I get a little iffy is, when Texas teams are playing other Texas teams. Then I find it hard. But no, I didn't go to UT, but hook 'em. So I didn't think he scored. And sort of like Jerry Orbach's, dad character in Dirty Dancing, when I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. When I'm right, I'll say I'm right. But if I take a stand and I think it's defendable, I'm going to defend it. If you show me after the fact that, Patrick, you're not right, here's incontrovertible evidence that your thought, your idea, your opinion on this is not correct, hey, I'll be the first one to step up and say, yeah, I got that wrong. In this case, I don't think I was. There's something honest about having to line up again, take a breath, and earn it the hard way. Sometimes the replay booth will give you a gift, but gifts don't build grit. The next play does. And that's not just football. That's leadership. That's life. It requires work. I'm not going to get political, but I think there's a whole lot of homerism, my team, a lot of tribalism going on in Washington right now on the shutdown. You see it nationally. You probably see it in your own Facebook feed where, no, the Democrats are wrong. Oh, no, the Republicans are wrong. I've got my opinion on it. Don't think I'm going to share it today, but pull a Joe Friday, just the facts, ma'am. In the office, there's people who want to win regardless. They cut corners. They take credit for other people's work. They will spin a half-truth into a full victory. And yeah, they might get a pat on the back or even the title bump, but that's 61 home runs in 1961. That's Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds juicing, asterisk wins. They're not honest. Actually, I do think 61 and 61 was honest, but do I think the juice was the right way to go? No, I don't. If you look hard at yourself in the mirror, you know the truth. Sometimes you're the only one who does. And I think probably that receiver and that quarterback for the Horns, they knew the truth in the locker room too. Yeah, they beat him, but they didn't win, right? By the way, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be later in the week, but at some point in the future, I'm going to talk about winning with honor. Thank you, Commander Worf, for the inspiration on that one. And by the way, speaking of Jerry Orbach and Dirty Dancing, that's going to be part of #Fun Friday this week. So I hope you'll come back for that. Everybody in the locker room knows when a touchdown came cheap. Real wins, the kind of wins that last, they come from hard work, honest effort, and doing again sometimes. Lining up after the setback when your pride is dented, your energy is gone, and saying, all right, I'm going to gut this out. Let's do it again. Then you strap up and you go do it. A win is a win on the scoreboard. But sometimes the better story, the one worth remembering, comes from the team that was willing to snap the ball again and again until they earned it cleanly. So you got to ask yourself, what kind of player do you want to be? That's the question I'm going to leave you with, because that is today's Red Mic message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you find it helpful. If you want to cuss at me because, no, damn it, Patrick, the Horns did win, I didn't say they didn't. Let me know in the comments what you think. And again, a fun hashtag Fun Friday this week. I'm going to talk a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit about Dirty Dancing and old Jerry Orbach. Again, because when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. I love you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you next time.